oxide, but you have to mix it because it dries up and it's very difficult to use. So it's really this is better. Different brushes. So you use a rest for some people, and the detail. You can use the detail. Any good?
So tell us, you were born in Dublin and you were an apprentice to your father.
Yeah. Well, my father, who worked with Harry Clark and was apprenticed to Harry Clark, his father was a coach builder who did what was called coats of arms on the side of coaches, and also a sign writer. And his father saw an ad in the newspaper from Clark's for an artist to serve apprenticeship, and my father went and applied for the job and got it. Clark then sent him to the School of Art to learn drawing, etc. and that, you know.
And then he, after working there, he's based in Dublin, and when he had established a family, then he moved up to Belfast, yes. And that's when you started your apprenticeship.
That's right. We moved to a company called Cloakey's in Belfast, who are mainly, like a lot of the studios, were huge ordinary glass assemblers and window people. But aside to that, they had studio for stained glass. And the studio at the time had a very conservative outlook on things at the time. This was 1950s.
Yeah. And
the artist that was there was quite conservative person, and they wanted to move it on, and my father's style was moved the studio on, more contemporary kind of attitude to glass. And studio, he liked the studio, he liked the life there, it was quite good, but he had a disagreement with the proprietor of the studio. Consequently, he applied to American studios to see what the score was. And to make a long story short, this German studio called Konrad Pickel was German, and he himself was an artist. And we went over on the boat, on the ship, and my father was a lovely studio, absolutely state of the art at the time. And I started finishing off my apprenticeship then with my father and in the studio and learning techniques.
Yeah. So you then, to cut another long story short,
yeah,
you went back and forth between Dublin
yes.
and the US.
Yeah.
And then eventually you came back, mid to late 60s, you worked for
a studio here in Dublin called Abbey Studios, which there again was attached to a very large conglomerate of stained glass construction. And we did quite a lot of work there, you know.
So this is mainly, nearly all ecclesiastical.
Mainly ecclesiastical, but some what you term commercial work, but interesting at the time, quite a bit of Dahl de Verre.
And would you say your style at that time was kind of, you're saying your father was quite contemporary, and then you kind of took that and then made it your own style out of that?
That's right. Naturally, my style was influenced a lot by my father, But I then met particular people who introduced me to a different sphere of things in terms of Spain, for instance, was one, and this guy was also an artist.
And that influenced also your, parallel to your stained glass work, your own artistic work, so your sculpture and smaller commissions.
Pieces. So I had exhibition work, mixture of stained glass, watercolors, etc., in 2 or 3 galleries in Ireland.
And then over the last 30, 40 years, you've had your own studio here in Manila.
When I'd come home, I would work with my father. My father would give you money, everything, but you could not work with him. He was so hard to work with. Anyway, so we bought this house and the studio in the back and worked from there. Actually, you can actually make a cathedral in a small space like that, because as you all know, each section is done in sections. So that's the story.
Well, you've a huge amount of work, and really at current day now, it's the next project is this potential retrospective of your work and your father's work.
Yes.
And then the link back to Harry Clark. And really, it's at the moment we're trying to accumulate a lot of the archival material, drawings, your own work.
Yeah, there's a huge amount going right from my grandfather up to my father, myself, and yourself, and you're the sort of wheel behind this too.
Well, you've had such a huge upsurge. Well, you've always had a huge following, but I think in this current day, there's, as you said earlier, there's a new interest in stained glass, or a renewed interest in stained glass. It seems to be a good time for a spotlight on your work and your grandfather.
So. And I think in Ireland, where this book was written on Clark by Nicola Gordon Bow, she has drawn attention to art, glass in general in Ireland. And now there are several books being written on various glass people.
And at the moment, you have, in terms of your own actual work, you have a few commissions in the pipeline, as they say. So you have a few pieces for.
Well, I'm working for some exhibition work and possibly the rejuvenation of this work in Finglas, which I'd like to see that.
And just briefly, you said earlier that at one stage was the largest expanse of stained glass.
Yeah, absolutely.
In Ireland back in the 60s.
The largest expanse and using very good glasses. It's called Church of the Annunciation, and the fabric of the building broke down after it was 50 years old, like a lot of the churches built at that time. It was huge in Ireland, and a lot of the construction wasn't of the very best.
Yeah.
Some very nice work done at that period too.
Excellent.
That's about it.
Well, on to the next chapter.
The next chapter. Next chapter is you.
Well, we shall see. Joint projects at the moment. So.
Absolutely. You'll have to look at some of Stephen's work.
Well, today is about looking at your work, so that's the main thing. So